Hello students, welcome into the new session of Content Management System using WordPress. In today's session, we are continuing the discussion of our Contact Form 7. What we have done in previous two lectures, we have installed Contact Form 7 into the existing WordPress installation and activated the Contact Form 7 for the same. Then we have gone through the several part of Contact Form 7 by browsing the settings. Into the settings, we found 4 different tags, that is form, mail, message and additional settings. From these 4, 2 are most important for all of us right now, that is the form and the message. Then we have created a one web page. In that web page, we have given the title of that particular page is registration form, and into the registration form we have kept the shortcode of created Contact Form 7 into the description of created page. That means I have copied this particular shortcode and pasted over here. Then I have saved and published the page, which gives an output like this one onto the screen. So this is the discussion of our previous lecture. Now we are moving ahead into the further discussion. The topic ends with the question mark, that whenever we sends the data, that means suppose I am typing some content over here, and suppose I am pressing this send button, where this data goes. So there is a confusion. This might data goes into the database, or this data might goes to the some folder. That we are going to clear in today's session first. So whenever you type the data in this form and press the submit button, it is not going to store in anywhere into the any table of WordPress database. Clear? So even it is not going to store in any of the folder of WordPress installation. But to get the data, we need to have some more knowledge about this Contact Form 7. That means whenever we press this send button, it comes into the contacts. That means this person tries to contact the administrative part of the entire website. But right now here we are not able to see any responses which came from the user. So for that, what we have to do, just look at to the screen properly, go into the plugin, then go for add new, and over here into the search type Flamingo. It's a new plugin which we are discussing in today's session. So type Flamingo over here, and your internet connectivity should be there into the system. Otherwise you can just download that particular plugin and you can attach it over here also. Right now I am directly installing from the official website of WordPress. So here the Flamingo comes. Let's see the description first of this particular plugin. So for that I am just clicking and opening into the new page. Flamingo is a message storage plugin originally created for Contact Form 7. Clear? This line will clear everything. Whatever the data you send from Contact Form 7, this Flamingo will store that original data, which does not store submitted messages. After activating the plugin, you will find Flamingo in WordPress admin screen main. That we will do practically. So now what I am going to do, I am just pressing install now button. It will start installation of this Flamingo plugin into the WordPress. Then the message comes, Flamingo installed successfully into the listing of our existing plugin. We can see the Flamingo gets installed successfully. Now what we have to do, we have to just activate that particular plugin. So this plugin gets activated, and over here you will see one option comes that is called as a Flamingo option. Just click on that particular Flamingo option. I am going to delete all the last requests which came from the different users. So this was clear, there is nothing. Now what I am going to do is, in my page where the contact registration form is there, here I am giving the name of student, email ID of the students, message of the student, and subject of the students and message of the students, and just I am pressing a send button. There is a success message is over there. Thank you for your time. Your records are successfully saved. Now that record came over here. That means inside the option called Flamingo, it came over here. For that we have to refresh the page. Now as you refresh the page, here you will find the mail ID of the user who have sent the message, name of that particular person. There are no tags, and in this comment in the contact form 7, you will see the subject and the mail ID. Whenever you click on subject, a detail will be opened over here. That is, the name of user is this one, mail ID of that particular user is this one, subject is this one, and he has sent this particular message. Again, I am sending one more request from this registration form. So here I am writing ABC, that is the name of students. Then mail ID of this ABC is abc@gmail.com, or any you can write. Here I am writing WordPress as a subject. This is the test message for WordPress. I am just looking into the option called Flamingo. Flamingo ને આપણે ક્લિક કરીને રાખીએ. Here there are only a single response is there. Now I have filled all this data and submitting the button. Once the success message comes, just refresh this particular page. Here you will find your mail ID who has sent the message, name of the person, and the history. Now into the history, just click onto the contact form 7, and in contact form 7, once you click, it will browse the entire detail, and it shows the subject, mail ID. Whenever you click onto the subject and its view button, you will see the detail which is sent by the particular user. So here we can see that the name of user is ABC, mail ID is abc@gmail.com, subject is WordPress, and the next one is, this is the test message for WordPress. So this is the method for storing the data from particular form to the admin side of WordPress using Flamingo. I hope all of you are clear that how to use contact form 7 with Flamingo. Only contact form 7 will accept the request, but it will not show the request is on admin side. For admin side, we require to install Flamingo as another plugin which shows whatever the request is and the data came from user side. Clear? Now in this Flamingo, as you can see that there are many options. That options are an option called edit. What comes into the edit whenever we press the edit button, it will give it will give a facility to edit the full name and the first and the last name of a sended contact, but it will not allow to change the email ID of a sender. એટલે કે ફ્લેમિંગો એ કોન્ટેક્ટ ફોર્મ 7 સાથે ઇન્સ્ટોલ કરવું જરૂરી એટલા માટે છે કે ખાલી કોન્ટેક્ટ ફોર્મ 7 યુઝર્સની રિક્વેસ્ટ ફોર્મમાંથી જે આવે છે એ એક્સેપ્ટ કરશે, પણ એને આગળ પાસ નહીં કરી શકે એડમિન સાઇડમાં ડિસ્પ્લે કરાવવા માટે, કેમ કે કોન્ટેક્ટ ફોર્મ 7 કોઈ ડેટાબેઝ ટેબલનો યુઝ નથી કરતો કન્ટેન્ટ્સને સ્ટોર કરવા માટે. એટલા માટે આપણે સૌથી પહેલાં ફ્લેમિંગો નામનું એક પ્લગઇન છે એડિશનલ, એને ઇન્સ્ટોલ કર્યું. ઇન્સ્ટોલ કર્યા પછી આપણે એને એક્ટિવેટ કર્યું. એક્ટિવેટ કર્યા પછી આપણે કોન્ટેક્ટ ફોર્મ 7માંથી જે રિક્વેસ્ટને સેન્ડ કરી એ એના લિસ્ટિંગમાં જોઈ શકાશે. હવે લિસ્ટિંગની અંદર જે ડેટા જોઈ શકાય છે એ ડેટાને આપણે એ રિક્વેસ્ટીસને આપણે એડિટ કરી શકીએ છીએ. એટલા માટે આપણે એડિટ બટન ઉપર ક્લિક કર્યું. એડિટ બટનમાં એનો ઈમેલ આઈડી જે છે એ એડમિન પણ ખુદ પોતે ચેન્જ કરી શકશે નહીં. એ માત્ર એનું ફૂલ નેમ, ફર્સ્ટ નેમ અને લાસ્ટ નેમ જે છે એ ચેન્જ કરી શકશે. આ ચેન્જીસ જે છે, સે ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ કે આપણે અહીંયા કોઈ નામ લખીએ અને એ ડિટેલ્સને આપણે અપડેટ કરીએ છીએ, તો જેવી ડિટેલ્સ અપડેટ થઈ જશે એટલે એ ડિટેલ્સ અપડેટેડ ફોર્મેટની અંદર આપણને અહીંયા જોઈ શકાશે. ઇવન અહીંયા આપણે ટેગ પણ આપી શકશું કે સે ફોર એક્ઝામ્પલ હું અહીંયા આપું છું #OOP #practical, અથવા તો આપણે એવું પણ આપી શકીએ #plugin અને #contact form 7 with #flamingo, અને આને આપણે અપડેટ કરીએ તો જે ટેગ મેં આપેલા હતા એ ટેગ ફિલ્ટરની અંદર આપણને દેખાશે. સો ધીસ ઇઝ ધ વે ટુ યુઝ contact form 7 with Flamingo to display the content from client side to the listing of server side. I hope this is fine for all of you. So just write down another practical which you have to maintain in your journals. Create a simple contact form and write down installation step for Flamingo to display request from client contact form to server side listing. So this is the practical which you have to mention in your journals. I hope this one is very clear. What we are going to do is, તમારે સૌથી પહેલાં કોન્ટેક્ટ ફોર્મ 7 સિમ્પલ ડિઝાઇન કરવાનું છે. એના પછી ફ્લેમિંગો નામની પ્લગઇન છે એને તમારે ઇન્સ્ટોલ કરવાની છે. ફ્લેમિંગો નામની પ્લગઇન ઇન્સ્ટોલ થઈ ગયા પછી એને એક્ટિવેટ કરવાની છે, અને એક્ટિવેશન થઈ ગયા પછી જ્યારે તમે કોઈ રિક્વેસ્ટ જે છે એ સેન્ડ કરશો ત્યારે એ રિક્વેસ્ટીસ જે છે એ સર્વર સાઇડ લિસ્ટિંગમાં શો થવી જોઈએ, and then you have to give the tag of that particular request which comes from client side. So this is the practical which you have to mention in your journal as a next practical. Now this was all about contact form 7 and Flamingo. These are the paid plugin which we need to install parallelly for handling contact form 7 successfully into the WordPress. Now let's continue the discussion for another interesting plugin. So the next plugin which we are going to take is this is the list of plugins we have to discuss. From this entire list we have completed with contact form 7. Now we will go for WooCommerce. It's a very important, interesting and very useful plugin in WordPress, and which is right now very hot favorite into the market also. So we'll go for WooCommerce. So for that, what we have to do? Obviously, again we have to visit the website called wordpress.org. Then we have to go for plugins. Into the listing of plugin, we have to go inside the popular plugins and inside the popular plugin we have to search for WooCommerce. Just click on that particular plugin. It opens the description of that particular plugin, which we are going to see that. Here it will clear the doubt that what is WooCommerce. So the answer of what is WooCommerce is mentioned over here. WooCommerce is a flexible, open source e-commerce solution built on WordPress. Whether you are launching a business, taking an existing brick and mortar store online, or designing site for client, you can get started quickly and build exactly the store you want. Activate the free WooCommerce plugin on new or existing WordPress site, follow the original guide tour and set up a new store in minutes. Now what this description try to say is important is this 4 line actually. This WooCommerce is a one type of plugin which provides a facility to create a store of any small to large scale business for selling their products online. Say for example, suppose I am taking our website reference over here like www.flipkart.com. In flipkart.com, it's a e-commerce based website. So we need to first clear that what is e-commerce. Here e-commerce means electronic commerce, where it means that buyers and sellers got a common platform through which sellers can sell their products and buyer can purchase their product from anywhere from the entire world. That is called as e-commerce. So this site is open. In this site there are many categories you can see, many products you can see, which you can directly buy from this particular website. Say for example, suppose I am purchasing this electric kettle, so I am just clicking on that particular electric kettle. It shows also the similar type of products with some scheme also if we requires, but I am interested to purchase this particular kettle, electric kettle, so I am just clicking on that particular kettle which also shows the several different types of photographs also. So I am just clicking on that particular product. So here the product will displays where it gives the facility to see the different photographs of kettle. Even it gives a zoom facility over here. Now this is the title of product with some more specification. This is the price, these are the offers which is available, etc., etc. over there. Suppose I want to buy it now, so I am pressing on buy it now. This kettle will be added into the cart, that is called as my shopping cart. Now once it is added into the shopping cart, I have to give my email ID, my delivery address, it shows my order summary, then I have to make a payment, then after a few days that particular item or a product get delivered at my doorstep. I hope maximum of all of us are familiar with several sites like ebay.com, this one flipkart.com, amazon.com. All these websites have a similar types of facility where the product gets sold and purchased over a common platform. So this facility can be designed using the plugin which is called as WooCommerce, where we can create our store and enable for making the payments online. So let's see how it is possible. So for that, first we have to download the particular plugin from this particular site. Then we can go ahead. I have already downloaded this particular plugin before some time ago, so I am just attaching it. So for that, what I have to do, just go into the plugin, press add new, click on upload plugin, browse for the file and select the location where that particular plugin is downloaded. So over here the plugin is downloaded. This is the zip folder of plugin that I have downloaded from the website, and just I am pressing install now. Okay. Sometimes whenever you try to install the plugins, you will get these types of exceptions. Don't get afraid for this. Actually this exceeds the upload maximum size into the php.ini. There is a solution for the same error. That solution is like this. Just go back, that means just go back into the plugin and minimize your browser. Just open the location where your plugin is stored. Extract that particular plugin using this particular option, extract to WooCommerce 3.0. I have extracted this plugin. Just copy that particular plugin, go into the C drive, XAMPP, htdocs, WordPress, content, plugin, and paste that folder over here. Extracted folder should be pasted over here. Now just open your browser again, refresh the page. Here you will see your plugin kits. Sometimes it happens that your browser stop responding for the multiple plugins. So this is the another option for installing the plugin into the WordPress. So I can see WooCommerce is WooCommerce into the listing of plugins. Now I am just activating that particular plugin. It will take few seconds for activating this plugin because this is a little bit heavy plugin. Fine. So this particular plugin gets activated now. You will see this type of screen on your computer. It means the plugin whatever we have installed is activated. Now it's time to set up this particular plugin. So for that I am just pressing, let's go over here. It gives a one brief. During this setup, this WooCommerce is going to set up about your shop, about your cart, about checkout, and about your account. Now what it does into the shop? This shop will display your products which you want to sell. Cart, the cart page will be where the customer go to view their cart and being a checkout. Checkout means what? The checkout page will be where the customer go to pay for their items. The last one is account. A registered customer will be able to manage their account detail and view the past order of this page. So this is a one type of hierarchy where first we have to create the shop and we have to upload the products. Then there should be a registered user. That registered user can purchase the product which automatically comes into the cart. Once the product is in cart, user need to pay the amount, that is called as checkout. Once the checkout is successfully done, that means the payment is done successfully, user can see their account for the current purchased order or the past purchased orders. So this thing is going to be set up during this entire process. Now what we have to do right now over here, we have to just press a continue button, nothing else. Now once the process gets completed, even you can see over here this progress bar continuous up to this ready. So what we have to select over here, where your store is based. That means you have to set up your business location where you want to sell your products. So here I am selecting India, and in India suppose I want to sell my products only in Gujarat. Next, in which currency your store will use, that means in which currency you want to deal with the products. So for that I am using rupees. Indian rupee. You can go for dollar also if you like to do that. Then current position, keep this thing as a default, that is left. 1000 separator is comma, that means suppose an amount is in 1000. For example, generally we are writing 1000 in this sense, but this is more proper. So this comma will be used over here. Decimal separator is dot, that means suppose some amount is in this format, then this decimal will be separated by dot. So I have kept the dot over here. Then number of decimal is 2, that means decimal maximum allows 2 digits. Here it's not something like this, but I want a 2 decimal digits over here, that is this two can be done using over here. You can change anything in this configuration also. Now there is an option, will you be charging the cell tax? That option is changed now. Now our government of India deals with GST. So if you download the latest version of WooCommerce, automatically there is an option of GST that we have to tick. Whenever you tick this particular option, it gives two more options. How will you enter the product price? I will enter the product price inclusive of all tax. I will enter the price exclusive of tax. That means there is a two different option. Suppose I want to keep my price included the government taxes. That means into the MRP of the product, everything is there. You no need to pay additional for purchasing the product. You have to select this one. But right now in GST, all the government tax are included into the price. So we are going to select, I will enter the price in inclusive of tax. Just press on continue. Next comes shipping. We are over here. Now whenever you are dealing with the product which sells online, what is the weight of unit and what is the dimension of unit, that we need to set over here. Say for example, suppose you are selling a very low weight products through your website, then you have to go for G, that is gram. Suppose you are selling heavy products through your web portal, then you have to go for kg, lbs, oz, whatever it likes. Here I am selecting gram, and the dimension that I am selecting is m, that is called as meter. Then the next portion comes is for a payment. This type of payment facilities are provided by WooCommerce through PayPal, Stripe, PayPal Standard, check, bank transfer, and last one is cash on delivery. Your store will accept the payments. So right now I am just set up the single option, that is cash on delivery. That means you have to send the product. Whenever the product gets delivered at that particular person's place, he have to first pay the amount. Once the amount is paid, the product will be delivered to that particular person. So here I have selected cash on delivery, then I am pressing continue. Then I have to select the theme. Here I will get only the single option, that is install and activate storefront theme. So just click on that particular option. That's it, your store is ready. You will get a message that your store is ready. Want to help make WooCommerce even more awesome? Allow WooCommerce to collect non-sensitive diagnostic data and use information. Find out more. In that, we don't have to select any option. Just go for this option that is called as create your first product. Here we have two options: import product from CSV and create your product by your own. There are difference between these two. Suppose one by one you want to enter your product, then go for the first option that I have selected. And suppose you want to import from Excel the multiple files, multiple products, then go for option number 2. Right now we'll concentrate on option number 1. I have clicked on option number 1. Few messages will come over here. Just read all that messages. I am just skipping right now. Clear? Now over here we have to give the name of product. Say for example, I am giving the name of product LED 32 inch. I am not specifying any company because this is a global video lecture that I am giving to all the students. So I am just giving a name of product, that is LED 32 inch. Then into the description I am giving smart LED 32 inch television with following features. Then here you have to write few features like, but one, HDMI support, USB support, Miracast support, etc. etc. I am just giving 3. Then we have to select the product type. From this product type we have to select simple product. Then we have to give the regular price. Say for example, I am giving a regular price 19,000 and sale price is at 18,000. Taxables rate are there. Here I am giving the short description. LED TV 32 inch with many advanced features, and I am just publishing this particular product. Fine, this product published successfully. Here you will get one link. Just open that link into the new page. You will see this type of store locator over the screen. Here you will get the title of product, MRP and the discounted price, description of the product, quantity which I want to purchase, add to cart facility, description of the product, many things. But here there is no photograph, so I am just attaching the photograph over here. I am attaching this particular photograph over here and updating the site. Or let's have some meaningful photograph of television. Suppose I am taking this photograph as a reference. Let's see there are the name of company or not. No, there are no name of the company. So just I am saving this particular image onto the specific location by LED TV, and I am just pressing the enter button. I am closing this and I am removing this particular media, and instead of that I am uploading the new media which I have downloaded over the desktop. insert into the product, and then I am updating the product. Wait for the few seconds because it's a very heavy software. It will take a little bit more time to get update the products. Now once the updation is done, just refresh the button. Here you will see the image of that particular TV. Suppose we don't want to add into the description, then just remove from the description and instead of that add over here. Press update. Into the description you will see the product photograph over here. Now suppose I want to add it as a thumbnail, then what I can do is, again I am removing from this particular option, and instead of that I am selecting set product image, selecting the image, updating the site, once the updation is done, just refresh the page and here you will get your product image. This is a bit larger image than the width of this particular box, so image is not proper, but here you will get an zoom facility also. So this is the way for adding a product for selling purpose. Now I am completing today's lecture over here. Still the discussion of WooCommerce is not completed because in next session we'll go for this facility called which is called as add to cart facility. So just try yourself for creating a store at your home. Just write down the practical that you have to perform at your home. Download and install and activate WooCommerce plugin and create a store for selling product. I am writing a very simple definition. What you have to do, તમારે WooCommerce સૌથી પહેલાં ડાઉનલોડ કરવાનું છે, પછી WooCommerceને એક્ટિવેટ કરવાનું છે. એક્ટિવેશનના જે સ્ટેપ્સ આપણે જોયા એ તમારે જર્નલમાં મેન્શન કરવાના છે. પછી તમને જે સારી લાગે કોઈ પણ પ્રોડક્ટને ઓનલાઈન સેલ કરી શકો એના માટે તમારે સ્ટોર ક્રિએટ કરવાનો છે. કોઈ પણ એક અથવા તો બે પ્રોડક્ટ્સ તમે ક્રિએટ કરી શકો છો. જેમ મેં LED TV 32 ઇંચ પ્રોડક્ટ ક્રિએટ કરી હતી એવી રીતે તમારે કોઈ પણ પ્રોડક્ટ સિંગલ એક સેલ કરવા માટે ક્રિએટ કરવાની થશે. સો ધીસ ઇઝ ધ પ્રેક્ટિકલ which you have to do at your home. Thank you for listening me. I hope this session is useful to every student and wait for the another session. Thank you very much and have a nice day.